Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the one habit that can rewrite your destiny in 2026. Not just a little tweak, not a small improvement, but a total demolition of the old version of you. You've been waiting for change, haven't you? Organdie, you've whispered it into the mirror, promised it in the dark, and hoped for it every New Year's Eve. Yet the truth is nothing changes until something within you becomes unrecognizable. The secret isn't in doing more, it's in doing one thing differently, every single day, with ruthless consistency. That one habit can flip your life upside down. The question is, are you willing to destroy your comfort to rebuild your power? Because change isn't gentle. It doesn't knock politely on your door. It rips it off its hinges and screams, a move or be forgotten. The world doesn't wait for hesitation. Every second you spend doubting is a second where someone else is building the life you dream of. So ask yourself, what will 2026 remember you for? For will it be another year of almost, or the year you finally broke the cycle? That one habit you choose today could be the fuse that ignites everything. So everything. You see, the human mind is a dangerous place when left unchecked. It convinces you that tomorrow will be easier, that the timing isn't right, that your potential can wait. But potential doesn't wait. It dies unused. The habit that will change everything in 2026 is the habit of action. Relentless, unromantic daily action. The kind of action that doesn't need motivation, applause, or validation. Just a decision. Every day the same choice. Move forward or stay enslaved by comfort. Imagine this. Every morning, while most people hit snooze, you hit growth. You wake up not to survive, but to dominate. You don't scroll for dopamine. You build discipline. You don't wish for change. You force it into existence. That's what one habit can do. It transforms a someday into a right now. It replaces excuses with execution. Because 2026 doesn't reward the dreamers, it crowns the doers. And yes, it will hurt. Transformation always does. You'll lose people who love the old you because they can't handle the upgraded version. You'll face days when everything inside you screams to quit. But here's the truth. Pain is the tax you pay for becoming powerful. The habit that changes everything isn't about comfort. It's about becoming so disciplined that your future self looks back and thanks you for not giving up when it would have been easy. If you think greatness is about talent, you're wrong. It's about habits, the small, invisible, repetitive things that no one sees but everyone eventually feels. Champions are not created in moments of victory. They are built in moments of boredom. When no one's watching, when progress feels invisible, when quitting feels easier than continuing, that's when the habit is sculpting your destiny. You just need to master one thing, one routine, one discipline, one ritual that you commit to like your life depends on it. Because it does. Maybe it's waking up early, reading daily, training your body, meditating, journaling, or building your dream after work. Whatever it is, when that one habit becomes non-negotiable, everything around it begins to align. You don't change your life by changing everything. You change everything by mastering one thing. But here's the catch. Consistency is the weapon most people never learn to use. They want fireworks, not foundations. They crave transformation, but they don't want repetition. They'll do it once, twice, maybe for a week, and then quit when results don't scream back instantly. That's not how life rewards effort. Life rewards those who plant seeds daily without begging to see the forest tomorrow. It's in the silence of effort that the universe starts paying attention. Let's get brutally honest. You've broken promises to yourself more times than you can count. You've said, I'll start Monday so many Mondays ago that even your subconscious rolls its eyes. But 2026 is not another calendar year. It's a clean slate disguised as time. The habit that will change everything is the one that rebuilds your trust in yourself. Because if you can't rely on your own word, how can the world rely on your potential? You must become addicted to showing up. Not just when it's easy, especially when it's not. You'll feel resistance clawing at you. The voice that says you've done enough, but you haven't. You've only scratched the surface of what you can become. The moment you ignore that voice and act anyway, that's when power begins to shift. That's when the habit starts to possess you instead of the other way around. Think of your life as a staircase. Every action, every repetition, every small win, it's another step upward. But the problem? Most people never climb long enough to see the view. They quit halfway, trapped between who they were and who they could be. That's why this one habit, whatever it is, must be protected like oxygen. You can survive hunger, exhaustion, and failure, but you cannot survive inconsistency. You don't need permission to evolve. You don't need applause to begin there. You don't even need belief in yourself at first. You'll earn that by doing. Start messy, start scared, start unready. The habit that changes everything is not perfect, it's persistent. Every legend, every visionary, every empire started with one decision that said, I will not waste another year being average. Let 2026 be that declaration. You will be tempted to compare your progress. Don't. Comparison kills discipline. Horizon kills discipline. While others are chasing approval, you'll be building character. While they post about goals, you'll be living them. Remember this. Your habit doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It just needs to be yours. Quiet consistency will always outlast noisy motivation. At first, it will feel like nothing's happening. Days will blend together, results will hide from you, and doubt will whisper that it's pointless. But that's when transformation secretly begins. Change doesn't announce itself, it builds silently beneath the surface. And then one day, everything shifts. Your mindset sharpens, your confidence grows, and your future starts recognizing your effort. That's the invisible reward of persistence. This is the year you stop chasing shortcuts. 2026 isn't about quick wins. It's about permanent evolution. The one habit you build now becomes your anchor when storms hit. It becomes your weapon against fear, procrastination, and mediocrity. And soon you'll realize you didn't just create a habit. You created a new identity. Because you're no longer the person who wants a change. Wants change. You're the one who creates it. You see, the reason most people never change is not because they lack ability. It's because they keep negotiating with their excuses. They make deals with their weakness. They say things like, I'll start when I'm ready, not realizing that readiness is an illusion. You will never be ready for greatness. Greatness demands that you walk through fire before you know if you can handle the heat. That's why the one habit that changes everything is the habit of doing it anyway, despite fear, despite doubt, despite not feeling like it. That's where transformation begins. Your future self is watching you right now, silently begging you not to quit. Imagine their eyes, stronger, wiser, fulfilled, staring back, whispering, please, don't stop now. You're closer than you think. Every time you choose comfort over growth, that version of you fades. But every time you push through discomfort, they come alive. The distance between who you are and who you want to be is measured in daily decisions. That's the power of one unbreakable habit. It connects your present to your potential. There's something magnetic about a person who refuses to be ordinary. Someone who wakes up and says, I'm not waiting for luck, I'm creating it. That energy changes everything. The world begins to notice you. Opportunities that were once invisible start revealing themselves. Not because life suddenly became easier, but because your discipline reshaped your perception. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing clarity. That's what 2026 should be about. Clarity, not chaos. And let's be real, you've survived worse than discipline. You've survived heartbreak, failure, disappointment, betrayal, rejection, and yet here you are. Still breathing, still dreaming. Still dreaming. So don't you dare act like consistency is harder than pain. You've already proven you can endure suffering. Now it's time to endure growth. The habit that changes everything is the one that turns endurance into evolution. You want to know the truth. No one's coming to save you. No mentor, no opportunity, no miracle. You are the miracle. You are the storm you've been waiting for. The world doesn't hand over transformation. It makes you earn it one day at a time. So stop praying for signs and start producing them. Every action is a prayer with motion. Every day you show up, the universe whispers back, I see you. The beauty of this habit is that it doesn't care who you were. Your past, your mistakes, your failures, they mean nothing to consistency. Consistency doesn't judge, it builds. It doesn't ask who hurt you. It asks, what are you doing about it now? That's why it's so powerful. Because once you start, it doesn't matter if you've fallen 1,000 times. The habit keeps resurrecting your purpose. There's something spiritual about repetition. Doing the same thing every day for your future self. It's an act of faith. You're planting seeds in soil you haven't seen yet, trusting that one day it will bloom. That's not routine. That's resurrection. Every repetition rewires your identity. Every effort tells the universe, I'm serious this time. And when that energy becomes unshakable, nothing can stop your momentum. 2026 will be cruel to those who wait. The lazy, the distracted, the uncommitted. They'll watch from the sidelines as the disciplined rise. The difference won't be luck, it will be habits. For habits. Winners don't hope for a better year, they design it. They don't wish for energy, they create it. They don't talk about change, they embody it. You have that same power buried beneath years of hesitation. It's time to dig it out. You have to understand, discipline is freedom in disguise. It feels like restriction at first, but it's liberation once it becomes who you are. When you can control yourself, nothing else controls you. The habit that changes everything gives you that control. You stop being reactive to life and start being intentional. You stop chasing motivation and start building momentum. That's when you stop surviving and start commanding. There's a version of you that wakes up early, that speaks with conviction, that walks into rooms with silent authority. They're not a fantasy, they're buried under the comfort you keep choosing. That version is waiting for you to show up consistently enough for them to emerge. You don't need to find them, you need to earn them. And the currency is your habit. So when the alarm rings and your body says a no, remember this. That's the moment that defines you. Every time you win that one small battle, you're rewriting your identity. Each victory compounds. Each decision builds a foundation. And eventually, what once felt impossible becomes automatic. That's when the habit takes over. That's when it becomes who you are, instead of something you're trying to do. Don't underestimate the silence between breakthroughs. That's where the magic hides. The days that feel dull, repetitive, pointless, those are the exact days where you're transforming most. Growth doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It whispers in discipline. You'll only hear it if you keep going long enough. The habit that changes everything doesn't just shape your success. It filters your circle. It shows you who belongs in your next chapter and who doesn't. Every great transformation has a breaking point. A moment where everything in you wants to stop. That's where most people give up, right before the breakthrough. But you won't. Because by now, your habit has rewritten your DNA. You no longer crave comfort. You crave progress. The pain that once scared you now fuels you. You've tasted growth. And once you taste it, mediocrity becomes unbearable. In 2026, you have to stop chasing balance and start chasing purpose. Balance is overrated. It keeps you comfortable, safe, ordinary. Purpose, on the other hand, keeps you alive. It demands sacrifice, but it gives meaning. When you build a habit around your purpose, every repetition becomes a prayer. Every sacrifice becomes sacred. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. That's the difference between existing and evolving. You'll begin to notice how time slows down when you're consistent. A month of focused effort can replace years of procrastination. The compounding effect of daily action will astonish you. You'll look back and realize that it wasn't luck or timing that changed your life. It was devotion. The kind of devotion that doesn't need results to keep going. To keep going. Because you're no longer chasing the reward. You've become the reward. Your one habit becomes the backbone of your confidence. You stop seeking validation because you know you've done the work. You no longer fear competition because discipline made you your own standard. You stop doubting yourself because you've seen proof of your consistency. That's the most powerful transformation, when you no longer need to convince yourself you're capable because your actions already proved it. Don't underestimate the power of small steps. A single drop doesn't look like much, but millions of drops carve canyons. Your habit is the drop. Every repetition, every day, another strike against the rock of limitation. And one morning, without realizing it, the wall cracks. The impossible becomes possible. That's how transformation sneaks up on you. Quietly, patiently, but relentlessly. There's beauty in being underestimated. While others sleep on you, you're building empires in silence. While they're waiting for perfect timing, you're creating perfect momentum. Let them doubt. Let them mock. Because soon your results will speak the language they can't argue with: success. The one habit that changes everything doesn't make noise. It makes history. If you ever feel like giving up, remember this: progress hides before it explodes. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Every effort compounds invisibly until it reaches a tipping point. That's when everything accelerates. But only the consistent ever reach that point. The quitters will call it luck. The disciplined will call it confirmation. And when that moment comes, when everything clicks, you'll realize something profound. You didn't just build a habit, you built a new identity. The person you were 12 months ago will feel like a stranger. Because you didn't just change what you do, you changed who you are. That's the ultimate transformation. That's the kind of power the world cannot ignore. You'll walk differently, talk differently, think differently. People will feel your energy before you even speak. Because consistency radiates confidence. You'll no longer chase validation. You'll attract respect. And that's the gift of the one habit. It doesn't just build a routine, it builds a legacy. Every repetition becomes a brick in the empire of your purpose. And soon, 2026 will not just be another year, it will be the year you became unstoppable. There will come a day when you wake up and realize you no longer recognize the person in the mirror. And for the first time, that's a good thing. That's the moment you become untouchable. You'll move differently in 2026. Not rushed, not desperate, but intentional. Every step will feel guided. Every action will feel powerful. You'll no longer be reacting to life. You'll be orchestrating it. And that's the ultimate shift. From survival to creation. You're no longer waiting for opportunities. You're manufacturing them with your habits. You're no longer chasing time. You're commanding it. The day will come when people ask, how did you do it? And you'll smile, because they'll expect a secret formula, a hidden trick. But you'll know the truth. It was just one habit, one decision, one choice to keep showing up when you didn't feel like it. The secret to changing everything was never complexity. It was commitment. It was commitment. You mastered the art of repetition, and repetition mastered your future. 2026 will not remember the ones who tried. It will remember the ones who transformed. The ones who showed up every single day with quiet fury. The ones who didn't wait for the perfect moment. They made it perfect through persistence. The ones who turned ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. The ones who proved that one habit, done with absolute conviction, can rewrite destiny. And so as you stand on the edge of a new year, remember this: nothing will change until you decide to. The moment you commit to one habit, truly commit, everything else begins to shift. Your mindset, your relationships, your finances, your future. Because consistency isn't just an action. It's a vibration that tells the universe, I'm ready now. And when you finally mean it, the universe will respond. So, make 2026 the year you stop talking about change and become it. The year you stop waiting for signs and start creating them. The year you stop hoping for transformation and start embodying it. Because the one habit that changes everything isn't about what you do. It's about who you become when you refuse to quit. The world won't remember what you planned to do. It will remember what you did. And when the dust settles, when the noise fades, and the calendar turns again, there you'll stand, strong, grounded, unstoppable. You won't need to tell anyone you've changed. They'll feel it. Because the one habit you built in 2026 didn't just change your routine, it changed your reality. It didn't just give you results, it gave you rebirth.